have this morning Sharnon Williams, Acting Community Relations Manager. Hope that I pronounced her name correctly. How you do?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, give me some of the wellness and I will say, well, first let me commend you. You see how the boss was throwing that last minute, but I guess he's under pressure. I gather he's so we're out there
Yes,
conducting some
in
training
Manchester.
in
We're doing a
Manchester.
series of back to basics training with our sanitation officers, and so he's out there with them.
Tell me what that involves, the training. If you have an idea what is
Yes.
involved.
Okay, so annually, the NSWMA train the sanitation officers and the
Yes.
drivers. So we teach them about proper customer service because they are really the first line of contact when dealing with
Hold on, take
residents.
time. Let me fix myself properly because that is something that is very lacking in Jamaica these days, and people tend to blame government and say, oh, it's poor. No, it's not just government, the private sector. Because I like you mentioned that one first. Tell me more about the customer service part of
Yeah.
it.
Right. So they're trained and they're taught how to deal with customers when they go on the road.
All the
So we
miserable
teach
one
them
too.
not to pick things from people's tree. Pardon?
Deal with all the
I didn't hear
miserable.
that.
That you teach about to deal with the miserable citizens too.
Yes, yes. So first of all, they are all outfitted in brand new uniforms. So
Yeah,
they're
I
looking
see.
nice and fresh,
Oh,
right?
yes, yes.
So the next step is to train them on how to deal with customers when they go out to execute their duties. The drivers are also taught, and well, it's been reinforced to drive safely and properly on the roadway. They are also being introduced to benefits, for instance, what benefits they have under NHT and NIS, as well as their health benefits, because a lot of
Hold on. Stop right there, sir. But what do they do about benefits? Don't they work contract workers? NIS? Really?
Oh, yes, so they're permanent. A lot of them are permanent who have not gotten their letters as yet, will
Yes,
be
yes.
getting shortly. And with that comes a lot of benefits. So we also introduce them to a pension plan that
Hold on. Take time. No, hold on. You're going too much. I don't want pension plan for the sanitation. Really?
yes. So we don't want them to leave and have nothing to fall back on. So that is being introduced to them. So they're excited and they're happy. So on
Yes.
last week, Monday, we were in NEPM in the St. Anne region. Then on that was Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, we were in the
Yes.
West. That's in the WPM region. And now we are in Central, in the Manchester, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth region.
Mm-hmm.
And next week, we will be in the metropolitan area. So everybody is being trained on how to deal with our customers, how they should handle themselves on the road
Yeah.
for a cleaner, safer Jamaica.
The only thing I think the drivers have to fear would be the taxi drivers. And I don't think they'll fear them because I don't think any taxi driver will take the chance and run into them. They're probably running into me, but they're not running into them. Um,
Yeah.
but I do hope that with these workers becoming permanent, as far as I know, all over the years, there were temporary workers, I call them contract workers. I always wonder about that. They mean contract workers. Everybody have a contract, but they
Yeah.
call them contract workers. And basically, they'll work for 20, 30 years, no NIS, um, no NHT. So they can't even apply for a little house. So you're telling me now you're making them permanent. That is big for you. By the way, it's for the first time. Well, it must be for the first time.
Yes, definitely.
And I don't know, probably NSWMA is probably older than you. So it's many, many years. I do hope that the workers appreciate what is being done for them. And I must admit, I do think they conduct themselves very well. And I think citizens also, not all of them, treat them pretty well. They give them water and so on. I have
Yes.
always said to them, guys, just walk on a little thing. Some days you can't get any water. You have a little thing with water because to be on the road working in the sun and to be dehydrated, summer coming up. So please remind them. Whilst when people give them water, they must walk with a little thing, man, with their water.
Yes.
You know. So if they get a cold water, they just some cold water, they can pour it into their container and keep it for the
Yes.
time. Yes. What else? Because that is great news for the workers.
Of course,
Yes.
we talk to them about hygiene and nutrition. So as you mentioned, the cold water, nutrition is a key
Yes.
aspect of the training. Yes, because some of them, they will just work from 6 a.m. straight until night
Yes.
without refreshing themselves properly. And so that is also a key aspect of the training.
That is really great to hear. Anything else for them in terms of the workers? Because I want to take a look now at we. We will give lots of, and we do give plenty trouble because of the NSWMA, but we give ourselves trouble too.
So just that they're excited, the men,
Yes.
they're and women, they're excited about the training. And, we look forward to them giving even more improved service to the public.
Yes. Right. Now, us now, I'm very concerned. I didn't know why you asked us to put the garbage together and put it into a bag. Because here, I lazy worker, them lazy, they clean up the garbage. But then I understand the time it takes for them to put the garbage together and so on. That means that they'll be on the road longer. So now I understand why. I never know that, why it is important. We think because we have a garbage container, just throw a little paper and everything in it. But I understand now that's not a good thing to do. Put it into something so they can pick it up and move faster.
Yes. But even to add to that, not only will they be on the road longer, but
Yes.
say we have 5 communities to clean for the day. The time that they're there in one community to clean up all the bits and pieces of paper, 2 or 3 communities may not be cleaned because they have to spend excess time in that one community cleaning up every piece. As opposed to if everything is properly packed in bags, then they can just pick up and move and will be able to complete as much as possible on the collection schedule. So
And when
people
I
will
don't get to my
complain.
community because I don't put the things into a bag, you know what I do?
What do you do?
Call the NSW and customer and say, listen, they're not coming to my area. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Because you find in the society we're not willing to accept blame, and I think we need to call upon citizens to play their part.
Yes.
But I have another problem though, I start to pack things and put everything into one container, but guess what? People walking on the road, I
Yes.
just throw the things in it. And even though I will leave a garbage man in there and leave it open, they still throw it cement. Lord have his mercy. So that's a market though, I give thanks. I tell the
Yes.
workers that oftentimes when they see things just thrown down like that, it is not the citizens who do that, well, not the residents who do it. But people who are passing, they just throw things into the garbage bin. And mark you, we have to give thanks because it's better
Yes.
for them to throw it there rather than throw it on the road.
True. Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
It's your time now, so you still make me taking up all of your time, so you just make sure to.
No, so of course, citizens play a very, very critical role
Yes.
in the garbage collection process, right? So we encourage them, put the garbage in bags. If you can separate the plastic bottles, do that and give it to a recycling company to collect, right? That will reduce the amount of waste that you'll put out. Of course, we also encourage composting, even for persons who live in residential areas. You can get a little bucket and do your composting. That way you don't have the yam skin and the banana skin putting out, and then you have compost for your little flower garden or your little herb garden that you may have in the.
Hello. Don't call it no liquor garden. I don't talk about backyard because if you have to put in backyard, front yard, side yard, let me tell you, with what is happening in the Middle East, we will have to start look at feeding ourselves.
True.
And even if you live in an apartment, you better start planting some things that little pot. Like all the skeleton and those things, you can plant it into a pot. The whole idea of going to the supermarket to buy everything, you better watch it. Right now, we can't even afford to. So when the war starts to heat up and oil prices start to go up, it will cost far more to get a little yam from Chilani.
That is true. So even the banana, I mean, growing up, we normally would put our peelings at the roots of the banana tree, right?
What
So
you know about that?
even
Where you come from?
from country.
Which
From
country?
Manchester. I'm from Manchester,
That's right, next door to be a bachelor, man. Them are town people. You can't take your
Perfect.
peeling and put it in the regular garbage. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I tell you what I did. When the guy cut the yard, you see, I put all the cuttings, the sorts of grass and so into bags. They were
Yes.
there for nearly a year. Let me tell you something. I had about 6 bags of dirt. I call it dirt because by this time now they turned into dirt. You know what
Yes.
I did? I mean, I don't trading and such, but I know just look at common sense, tell me if you do it.
Yeah.
We dig up the earth, you see, about a foot or so, put
Yes.
it one side, and then I put that by the time the grass out turned dirt, I put it there, and then put the earth on top. No, by the way, no grass wasn't growing there at all. Let me tell you something. It's when I put that, we call it mulch, that's what we used to call it a country, mulch.
Yes.
When I put
Mulch.
the mulch there and put the earth on top, I now learn, but we shall know better, do you know? The soil is now better able to hold the water because what
Yeah.
was happening, you walk on the lawn so often, it becomes, you trample it, it becomes like
Mhm.
concrete. So it can't
Yes.
hold any water. When I dig it up and put that thing below now, it means therefore the water seep through that now.
Yes.
That the mulch now holds the water. You are see the grass out there good now, let me I tell
Very
you.
good. Very, and
Nice
you know,
and green.
summer is normally very hot, so that is the best time to have,
No, you're wrong,
good
man. All
soil.
year hot round now. So summer everywhere. Because we don't winter in Jamaica. All right, I tell you what, we're gonna go for a quick break. And when we come back, I don't want you to talk to us some more because I'm really concerned about the separation of garbage and also about people throwing garbage into the gullies. And I am awful if you're going to throw the garbage in the gullies, then Lord have mercy, I would say go throw yourself too. But no, you no must do it, man. So we come back, we talk about some of the bad practices of our citizens. All
Perfect.
right, we're talking to Sharnon Williams, Acting Community Relations Manager. Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, and this is Omega Radio. We're coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, right here in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. Where we say, well, we little, but we tell. This is Be My Guest, and my very special guest is Sharnon Williams, the Acting Community Relations Manager at the NSWMA. Back to you, ma'am, for sharing and also for caring. And I want to commend the workers. I've seen the improvement. Yes, they have improved dramatically with how they deal with people. So I want to, I guess they feel like somebody, are them about my contract work and all them kind of foolishness there. So they feel like somebody now. So because they feel like somebody, they might treat me like somebody.
With them being on contract, it was very bad because there were times when they wouldn't know being on contract break, they wouldn't know when they would return to work. So,
Really?
yes, so there was no job security for them, right? So it depends on a lot of internal processes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so they're very happy now. They determine when they want to take their vacation. So it's not a contract break anymore. They go on vacation. So
Oh, I see. I do hope all the workers there give thanks, show gratitude for the big change. I know Mr. Gardner, him fight hard for it.
oh
And
yes, oh yes.
I used to mount him and call him Chief Garbage Man. But listeners, I will tell you, is that just him name, when Mr. Gardner already say, Mr. Gardner out there pick up garbage and clean up same way. And
Yeah.
the only other person I see function like Mr. Gordon is Dr. Alfred Sangs, the former principal of UTEC, who was afraid to go out there and work with the staff and feed up the grounds just like the grounds. But I see Mr. Gordon do that. Visit a car show off and go on like big shot in the office. He's out
Yes.
there. But I must tell you, I do know you have a challenge. Well, you identified one reason for that challenge in that some areas sometimes get left out. And I normally share it with you people. I must admit, when I share it, it's looked after almost immediately. But tell me, what are other, well, we identify one that if people don't put their garbage together in a bag or so on, then this will affect their time over there and some areas will not be collected. But I'm sure there are
Yes.
other reasons for garbage not being collected in some areas.
Yes. All right. So other reasons is one very important one is illegal dumping. From time to time, you have persons, even truck drivers, that will just go in particular areas and unload waste that they may have collected from private entities.
Easy to solve.
And that now leads to a bigger problem.
No, man. That should
No,
lead to
because
more
of
revenue.
the time of day,
Yes.
the time of day when these persons will dispose of the waste, like 3 a.m. in the morning, it's pretty difficult to identify them unless there's a camera system out
Lord, that
there.
argument
But
is
they
easy.
actually,
Let me tell you, it's easy. When I was into myself, we were earning a little money, extra money, you know. So,
yes,
all you just take me on as a what you call it, no? They call it Jamaica, you can call it, private eye. And I, don't worry, we know when those trucks are coming out. I don't think nobody know. Don't know. They do know.
yeah.
And so guess what? I just wait until certain time, now come. You take my little camera, take my picture, and you pay me, you pay me all $5,000. And the truck driver pay all $50,000 or $60,000. And he can't do that work again. You see, it is time Jamaica start to run with law and order. And when the truck does so and so, that means therefore the license of the truck should be seized. Take it away from him. License, for example, he probably can't drive until probably 5 years after that. I'm not asking, if you have laws, when we talk about Singapore, we're not talking about Singapore. We're ahead of Singapore. We need to do what they are doing. So that is one. You can't tell Mr. God, tell him, tell the legislators to allow him to employ. As a matter of fact, you just employ some persons and everybody they catch, you look after them. They go there with their phone and take pictures of them. You can't deny that, You have that picture to show.
No, man, we do these things, and from time to time, residents will send in photos of a license plate number of trucks.
Yeah, man, I get them too.
Very vigilant.
But guess what? No.
So once they send them in,
but I want to go a step further. Not you to do it. I want our legislators when you're caught doing that now. That person's license should be suspended for probably 5 years or more. You have to go back to school and learn to drive, and then you can't take up garbage again. Any day you set up these things, I'm not going to ask, People stop immediately. People do things because they can do it and get away with it.
Well, you see, once our enforcement team gets this information, then they are charged a fine or we go to court.
But that's the part I don't like.
Yes.
What you're going to court for? The court pack up with all kind of cases. Marky, this is above your pay grade, so don't worry. Court pack up in cases. Where can I go to court for? You commit an offense, issue a ticket for all $20,000. You only go to court if you are going to dispute it. Just like when you're on the road. If you break the stoplight, you don't go to court. You go to court if you dispute it or if you don't pay.
Yes, so most persons would pay the fine because like you said, the court is packed. They don't.
That is what I want to see when it comes to littering and those things. You're issued a ticket, you collect your money same time. Don't tie up the court with all these garbage.
Yeah. So most persons have to pay the fine. Yeah. Yes. And
but you don't have a ticket system for when people dump things in the wrong place.
Oh, yes, we do. You
have a ticketing system?
Yes, we do. And they often come into our offices or the parish councils and they would pay these tickets. Even for urination, once we catch them.
You still use the big words, anyhow. What I want is that just for you to pay the fine because over their country, man tells you, me do this to me, chop you up and pay the fine. No. Make them feel it when they take out them license or the trucks so you can operate it. And trust me, everybody have money now, they just pay for it and break the law again.
But then, it depends because it depends on what amount of waste they're dumping. So like the trucks, it depends. It can be a fine of 500,000 or more.
So that one.
The fine up to $1 million.
But they can't find that. It's only me and you who have to work for a straight salary can't find that. I tell you they'll find it because they want to do the hustling savings, so they will find $1 million.
Yes.
Until you can suspend that license and take with the license for the truck and they feel it for all 2, 3, 4 years, then they won't change. Mark my word. That's why they wouldn't like me being them prime minister. I mean, the wrap up. The garbage in the gullies, that's another major problem. Well, for one, and this is above your pay grade too, we sit down and allow people to build houses on the gully bank. And all them do, Them just throw the garbage to them in all the refrigerators, them just take it and throw it into the gully. How do you stop that now?
So we have done a lot of interventions in
Yes.
these communities that live close to gullies.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak specifically to Cassava Peace as well as Canterbury.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Canterbury, we have a robust program with the residents there, whereby they separate their plastic bottles. There's a skip in the community because it is difficult for the truck to go inside of it based on how it is structured.
I'm aware of that. Very difficult.
Yes, so residents would bring the waste to the skip at the front of the community, and they separate their plastic bottles. Now, on average, say for a month, we collect more than probably 2,000 pounds of plastic there because residents are in it. They work very, very hard, and we're so proud of them. And if you should look in the gully on any given day, you would realize that the waste has significantly minimized. The same for Cassava Peace. We have interventions in those communities. We're speaking with the residents. While it has not fully stopped, it has reduced significantly. And so we just want the buy-in.
But guess what?
Persons.
They will also tell you, and they feel strongly about that. There's some Sadabi, they must say, oh, we don't have no money. But the uptown people might dump the things in the gully same way. And when they dump the things, the gully goes straight down to the poor people them side.
We do get that complaint as well.
Yes.
Persons travel with their waste and dump it in other areas.
But I'm going to suggest, I think I said to Mr. Gordon already that I know that you're getting some, we call those trucks or big trucks that can take up the heavy things. That say probably once or twice per year, you let the whole nation knows or the area knows where they can put out that big fridge or the old stove, put it outside and you come and collect it. Because it's better you do it for them rather than they taking that refrigerator or that stove and throwing it into the gully. Now his refrigerator wash out the gully, and when they drop into that gully, it accumulates debris and help to create also flooding. Oh, by the way, hurricane season now.
Yes.
Tell us about the flooding that can happen when they throw the garbage any and everywhere.
So before I go quite to that, we have a program now called the Pass the Broom program. And what we have been doing, so what we have been doing is going into communities. We advise them that, listen, we're coming in on this day. Please take out all your bulky waste. And trust me, it has been a lot. So we've been to West Kingston. We've been all over right now in our Pass the Broom. So we use it to encourage them, take out your bulky waste, clean up your space, sweep up your yard, and pass the broom along, right? So that's what we've been doing to take out the bulky waste.
Broom can't handle that, you know, boy. I like you call it pass the broom. Broom can't sweep out your fridge, no. Anyhow, I guess it's working. But
yes, it has been working. It's really been working.
But I tell you what that broom needs to do too, you see. I don't know how you're gonna do it, you probably have to find some way to get some training in our schools. I don't know if you need to do the hose, but we need the brooms though to sweep out the mines. There's a lot of garbage in our mines, you know, that's why we love garbage. So we just walk on the road and drop the garbage anywhere. And I think we need to go through a whole process of re-socializing our people. Like when I went to primary school, you know, and I know Sir God was on the program once and he knew it pretty well. I'm sure if you ask the child out there, they don't know the song. Bits of paper, lying on the ground, make the place untidy, pick them out. They must have worried that. I let them know what the girl got this on, the girl got that. You know, come on, we need to re-socialize and change the narrative out there, man. When I go to school, you know, you think you could have dropped a piece of paper upon the ground. You could not do that. So somehow we have to get the Ministry of Education and teachers and everybody to, you know, re-socialize these children. And so when they grow up into adults,
so we've noticed that as well. And so what we did on June 6th, which is known as National Solid Waste Day, we engaged kids. So we went into Lawrence Tavern, we went all over Jamaica, sensitizing children, bringing them out, showing them how they can turn their waste into art, giving them activities to do to encourage them to properly dispose of the garbage. So we're getting there. We have the same pass the broom. We'll be passing the broom throughout the schools as well. Yeah. So we're going in and we're going to be having even plastic separation competition where classes can compete to see which class can probably separate the plastics, which class is the cleanest class to get the buy-in. We try to make it exciting so kids can also, they'll take home the message to their parents.
We'll take a little musical break. But you know why you have to do all this work? There was a time, when I went to school, a time you'd have born it. They didn't even conceptualize you. That we had to go and take the bush out there. I forget they call the bush again. All shoe block. I bet you don't know what is shoe block. Hibiscus. And we had to clean the desk and use and polish the desk. And you use coconut bowl and sweep the floor. And you have what they call, forget they call the grass again, some kind of thing to sweep the floor. We had to do it ourselves. Now we have become modern. I bet you don't I bet you can't spell that modern for me. How you spell modern? We have become very modern. How you spell that one?
M-A-D-E-R-N.
Exactly. So we have to get somebody to do it for us. But the moment somebody has to do it for you, you really don't know how to do it yourself. So because I have to clean up the garbage, I understand what cleanliness means. So I think we need to go back to those days when children were required to sweep the classroom and look after them, but we pay people to do it for us. So cleanliness is no longer a part of us. There are many things that we have stopped doing, like stop reading in school, stop learning civics. Boy, I tell the old time days, boy, I didn't love it. Sorry, we go back to the old time days, for no modern days that working at all. Let's take a short break and we'll come back. You will speak to the nation about cleanliness is next to godliness. And we have as my very special guest, Sharnon Williams. Yes, back with you again. You have to tell another creative way rather than asking people to pay, because when people pay for committing the wrong, it means that those who money can pay for it and those who can't pay. But if you really want an egalitarian society as far as punishment is concerned, if Vernon Darby is a multimillionaire and he throws garbage out on the street, you know what you do with Vernon Darby? His punishment would be to clean up the gully. Go inside every time, clean up for all 1 month. Mark my word, and you put him on with a bright red clothes so everybody can see him. I guarantee you that he'll never do it again. That's the kind of creative punishment we need. So, over to you to speak to us about other developments at the NSWMA, or anything you want to say to my listeners this afternoon. And by the way, anybody who saw them here going to talk about garbage, you see, I don't know we have it out.
All right, so other developments at the NSWMA, summer is coming up, and so we're excited about July, which is plastic-free July. So we'll be going into communities, and we will be encouraging persons to separate their plastics. So that is very interesting. We'll also be going into the summer schools and sensitizing and educating and having fun with the children, ultimately to teach them about proper solid waste disposal practices. We will also be doing our all-island e-waste tour, where persons will be encouraged to bring in their e-waste to us, so that your old cell phone, your old laptops, all those electronic waste, we're encouraging persons, meet us and bring them into us. So cleanliness is next to godliness. Jamaica is often recognized as a religious society to some extent. I mean, many of us grew up going to Sunday school, despite, what may happen after, right? And, we also grew up seeing our parents sweeping up the yard every morning. If they didn't do it, we were supposed to go and do it. It was a part of our chores. So a clean space is a godly space. It shows respect for ourselves. So we encourage persons, sweep up your yard, clean up your space, bag your garbage, put them in bins, do not dump, do not be in the buses and throw the KFC box outside, your water bottles outside, keep them until you find a bin. It is that simple. Hold your
What can
waste
I tell
until
you?
you find
If
hold your waste until you find a bin. Right? It
only
needs
find
to,
a waste. Oh, I love that one till you find a bin.
yes.
And only pee too until you can find a place to pee, although that is very
Yes.
dangerous. And please push for us to have even some more portable places where we can, Um, and also push the KSAC that where we have business places, they need to have bathrooms. I went to a place last week and I wanted to pee because I just feel like pee because I have certain challenges. And the man looked at me and said, boss, we don't know where you're saying. I said, guess what? Let me tell you, you notice my age? And I'm telling you, no, I don't have a choice. If you do not find, and I meant if you don't find somewhere, I'm not going to hold it longer. I'm going to do it right here in this office. And I'm very serious. And he looked at me as if I'm crazy. I said, no, I'm not. And I meant it, I would. They found a bathroom immediately. Apparently, they have a bathroom. Only apparently the staff get rid of something different from ordinary citizens. So they have to have a different bathroom. And the bathroom for the customers, they hit it down while doing the construction. And you're telling me they couldn't put up a temporary place for the customers? That shows that we have no respect for the customers. So I'm begging and appealing that we need to have this as a part of the building plan that we have a shopping plaza, a restaurant, and the banks too, that we need to have bathrooms all over the country.
I mean, nobody likes to be doing business in a place that smells bad anyway. And we
Oh,
know the stench from the
Lord,
unit.
as you mentioned it, to start to smell the same time, and my stomach feel upset. Lord,
Yeah.
same time. What final? That could be your final word. Any final word you want to leave with us, Shannon?
My final word is let us work together to keep Jamaica clean and beautiful. Your one box can cause harm to the environment. So please, always use a bin. Bag your garbage, put them in bins. All right, do not litter. Because Jamaica's beauty is our collective duty. Every single person play a role in keeping Jamaica clean.
And the only litter I love is a litter of puppies. And if you're going to throw the box on the road, why not take the box and give yourself a, well, I'll say no more. Thank you very much. Have a
It was
wonderful
my
day.
pleasure. It was
Yes,
my
and pleasure. After me call you last minute, your boss could make it. Your boss must really value you. And you step in last minute and take over my show. My God, you're pretty good, man, I must tell you. Thank you very much. Lovely, pleasant personality. Hope you share that personality with the rest of the staff. And I want to commend your staff for being pleasant and nice and commend the organization for appointing them so they can get a little pension on the little leave and so on. Take care. Sharnon
yes.
Williams, acting say a slip up again, no?
Community relations manager.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Take care.
sister.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
It was great talking.